Hey guys, and welcome to another devlog of the Animal Behavior Kit. I know it's been a while, but I'm so happy that I can finally come back and give you an update and show you some new stuff. So for the past, almost 2 months, I've been slowly working on the multiplayer aspect of ABK. It's been definitely a lot harder than I originally planned, I've been slowly making progress, but unfortunately I'm not where I need to be. Just to kind of break the the monotony, I decided to work on something completely different this week. And if you guys recall on previous videos, I've showed you guys some of the engage behavior, right? So you've seen ignore, which is that the animal doesn't even engage at all, just kind of ignores the player or any enemies. Flee, right, just runs away. Try to hide, very similar to flee, but tries to find the place that's out of LOS. And obviously the attack, which is the default for a lot of the predators. If they see you, they will just kind of follow you and attack you, right? But what I hadn't shown you before is the defend behavior, and that's a brand new behavior that I've been working on this week. It was not implemented until basically just this week. So what we're going to be looking at today is what I have so far. Now it's not complete, it's still a little buggy, but I do want to show you what I have and what is the idea that I have for this new behavior. And I'm looking for your opinion. If you were to purchase this, if you were to use this for your own game, what would you expect from a defensive behavior, right? How is this different from the attacking behavior? So the idea I had for defend was very simple, right? The AI would be roaming around in a specific area, and if it saw you, or the player, or an animal, it would attack the threat, but it would only attack the threat up to a certain distance from its current area. In other words, it would just defend the area that it was in, right? So if you have the animal kind of roaming around in a cave, you wouldn't want the animal to leave the cave, for example. It would only attack if you got close enough to that area, right? So right now I have, if you select defend and you look at the defend options here, you'll see that I have the max distance from location, right? So how far will the AI follow its attacker before it goes back to its defensive location. And then there's a defense location type, current or specific. We're going to put current for now. Then you can choose the location, and then there's this inspection time, which you'll see what that means in a second, right? So if I were to, let me just go back and put attack for a second, right? If I were to have this guy here and I just start the game and I get close, you'll notice that he'll see me and he'll just start attacking me, right? I'm gonna make myself invincible here, and you'll see that the bear just kind of keeps going around and he keeps attacking me, right? And he'll pretty much continue non-stop unless I get to kite him for a certain amount of time, and at that point he'll de-aggro. But as long as he keeps me in melee range, he's gonna continue to attack me, right? Just relentless. Now if I were to select defend and the distance is 5,000, what's going to happen is I'm going to make the bear get really close to the wall here. If I start the game and I get really close, right, he's going to attack me just the same, right? He's attacking me. But if I get far enough from the original location where he engaged, he's eventually going to disengage, hopefully. There you go. So, he's basically constantly checking the distance. And obviously this distance is way more than the 5,000 units from his engaged location, right? So right now, the engaged location is set to current, meaning whatever location he had when he started the engagement. That is the location that the AI will use to determine, how far it is. So, at that point, we're too far from that location, and it's just going to go back, right? So as soon as he engages, he saves the vector, the location where he is, and he's going to use that location as his defensive location, right? And that's cool, right? If you have the AI roaming in a very small area, Could be like a cave, could be like a, if it's like a some kind of bird or whatever, like a nest area, right? Then you have the AI kind of roam there, and then as soon as it engages, it will basically prevent the AI from going too far from that general area. That's all the defense does. However, what it gets more interesting is, what if you wanted the AI to defend a specific location, right? And that's really where I think this becomes really, really interesting, right? So if you go to defend behavior here, and instead of having current location, which it could be literally any location, you put specific location, you can select a location, which is a special class here. And you'll see that I have here this blueprint called AI defend location. And it has like a trigger box, and it has a little target. And now basically specified that this bear is going to defend this location, right? So if the bear engages, it'll try to defend this location here, right? And the cool thing is that the bear could be almost anywhere in the world. If the player or any animal hits this trigger, this blueprint will call the bear, alert the bear, and said, hey, somebody's coming into your defense area, and the bear will actually come back to the defense area and try to defend it. So to me, that's way more interesting than just kind of defending a random location, right? So the way this would work is actually, if you put the bear as a regular attack bear, right, it's just going to be roaming around, and if it sees you, it attacks you. But if you click on the defend location blueprint, you'll notice that we have a trigger and we have specific actor tags. So anytime an actor overlaps this trigger, as long as it contains one of the actor tags in this list, and you can make as many as you want, it'll automatically trigger the blueprint, right? And it has a list of ground animals. So you can put here as many as you want. And right now we just have this bear number 6. And it'll actually call the bear to come defend the location. So right now the bear is in attack mode, right? And if I just click play here, you know, as long as I'm far away, the bear is just doing its thing. But as soon as I come close to the location here, you'll notice that the bear is automatically engaged, and he comes to defend his little cubs here. And as long as he comes, checks on them, then he starts attacking me. And now if I get far enough from that location, eventually the bear is going to go back to the location. And then he's going all the way back, and he's going to wait there a specific amount of time, which I'm calling the, let's see, what was the name I gave it? The inspection time, which is 1 second. And then he's going to go back and try to attack me again. So basically the idea here is that you'll have like a nest, or in this case you'll have like a group of cubs. In this case I put like 4 little bears, and the mom is going to be roaming around, right? And if the player or another predator comes into this area, the mom or however many animals would automatically come back to this area to defend the area, right? So if I were to duplicate this guy here, for example, and again these guys are in attack mode, I'm gonna duplicate him again here. So maybe put 3 bears instead of 1. I can come back here and add these animals to the list, right? We're gonna add 2 more and say this guy is number 7. So we're gonna go number 7, and this guy is number 8. Yeah. So we can come back here and say, okay, whoops, this guy right here. We can add him, and we can add this guy here, and we have now 3 bears that are gonna be roaming around. And as soon as I come here, you can see that immediately their names turn red, and they're going to come to this location to check on their cubs. They're going to spend 1 second inspecting, and then they're going to immediately start attacking me. And that's what this guy is doing. I'm going to make myself invincible here, and you can see that these guys go there, check on their cubs, and then come and attack me. And they're kind of hitting each other, I think. So that's to me the biggest use case, right? Because otherwise, if the animal's in the wild, you can just have him on attack mode, right? But to me, this is the most useful use case, right? You may want to have a specific area that an animal is defending, and you might want to protect that area, right? The easiest example would be this one, like a mom protecting its cubs, a spider protecting the eggs, a bird protecting the nest, or maybe there's a specific area, right? And then you can mark it as a defense area, and you can put as many animals as you want, and the animals will come and defend it. So that's the idea that I have. The one thing I have to figure out is every time this trigger is overlapped, it'll call the animals to the location, right? So that would mean that if the animal's already engaged with me and I trip over this, the animal will come back and check on the area, stay there for 1 second, which is the inspection time, and then re-engage, right? So would that be a behavior that would be logical for your game? Say that the animal, even if the animal's already attacking you, if you somehow trigger this, the animal will go back and kind of check on that area again, even if it's engaged. Or would that be something that you guys want it to happen maybe once, right? And then after the animal's attacking you and you trigger the overlap, it will just not do anything, it will keep attacking you, right? So these are the little things that I have to think about how I want to set it up. But this is the general idea of the defend behavior. So now you have, obviously, think a complete set of behaviors. Ignore, right? Maybe there's an animal that is not aggressive at all, just kind of ignores you. Flee or try to hide. These are the typical, prey type behavior. Defend, you would have it for, again, these types of scenarios where you want an area heavily defended, or maybe you want an encounter, right? Maybe there's a special area with a special treasure or whatever, right, in your RPG, and you want a bunch of animals to rush the player as soon as the player hits that area, right? And then you have the attack, which is the more normal, the animal will just constantly attack you. And the only way to get rid of this animal, besides killing it, is to kite the animal, right? To not let the animal be on melee range for a specific amount of time, and then the animal will disengage. So, yeah. So that's what I have for this week. I'm going to continue working on the multiplayer. And like I said, this is not completely finished, the defense behavior, but I figured I'll show you what I have. I'm really looking forward to your comments. Is this useful? Is this what you thought when you figured that you wanted your animals to have a defensive behavior? Let me know what you think. Again, this is kind of halfway into development. So if you have any good ideas or any comments, please do let me know now, because I am, again, trying to finalize this behavior. So your comments are definitely welcome. So yeah, hope you like where this is going, guys. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks a lot.